Greetings, salutations. We're back to looking at episode of the show Sliders for 2 episodes in this case, Slidecage and the Asylum. Let's go ahead and look at the episode of Slidecage. In this episode, Quin, Colin find the coordinates to their true homeworld, but upon exiting the sliding vortex, Maggie and Brembet are all shunted into a slide cage, which basically is like, okay, basically when you're there, you are not able to slide out of there. Basically, it's say, okay, when you're sliding, you can't get out of here unless you're able to actually use a device that's not your sliding technology to get out of there. So what ends up happening is the group the group gets separated from each other. There's a sequence in which Maggie ends up getting separated, and they run by the group, and she ends up staying with one of the guys, in which one of the guys in this case Thomas, she stays with him because he has been hiding in the walls of that place for many years. Basically, he's been alone. And another little thing that has been going on in this episode is that the Krommags, which have become a recurring character, group, have returned, and that they're trying to say, okay, how do we get out of here as well? And we discovered that one of them has a son named Jules. And at first they say, okay, but what is happening is he is a human, but he has the ability to shift things with his mind via telekinesis, like Carrie. And honestly, I thought this episode was alright. It was an interesting idea, the idea of telekinesis, but at the same time, two different groups of folks that are one neither of them or the other like each other, but eventually they need to come to a agreement to solve a conflict. So yeah, I thought this one was alright. I apologize I'm not able to find as many clips as I used to for the show. And now let's look at the episode called Asylum. So, in this episode, in a world raided by Krommags for natural resources, Rembrandt falls in love with a doctor who can save a quickly injured Quin. When they slid, Quin ends up getting hurt. But there's an issue, though, in that Maggie learns that the doctor collaborated with the Krommags during the Krommag Human War and is on the road for the British Secret Service. Honestly, I can understand, the context of what they're trying to do, and that basically they're trying to say, the Krommags, okay, they are a very dangerous group, in that, there's, moments, okay, there's a group called the Thatchers. I think it was for the real life, former Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher. And basically whenever someone says, oh wait, you relate to Margaret Thatcher, you were on her side, well, off you go, and all that. Yeah, I thought this one was pretty good. I kind of like the moments with Rembrandt and the doctor, and it okay, this is a lot really good, because you have a bit of a moment in which Rembrandt, he is able to have conversations with them, talk to her, and then I really like that idea, because we spend so much time in this show, and that there's not enough moments where characters are just sitting down to talk to each other about they've been on this adventure for so long that it's can we just have a time to sit down and try to talk to others and in a way try to feel like say, okay, like is this a place where we could actually call home? And yeah, I kind of enjoyed this one. I kind of like the romantic aspect for Rembrandt. A lot of times for this show, Rembrandt, he has always been a character in that, like, he will sometimes see the best in others because, they have seen so much when on the adventures that he's just like, say, okay, like, well, what, like, maybe we could trust this person. Maybe they aren't some crazed individual that is going to try to like feed us to T Rexes or something like that. And yeah, I think it's still pretty cool that they were able to get it must be because the actress played by Charlie O'Connell, because like his brother is, basically he is the younger brother to Jerry O'Connell. And yeah, I gotta say, it is kind of interesting, say two actors who are brothers, in it. But I'm really surprised because he was known for his appearance on The Bachelor and all that. So yeah, I thought this episode wasn't too bad. I kind of thought it was very enjoyable. Yeah, I'll see you next time.